Okay. Waiting on you guys. So I could see somebody's comment. And then, hey, Latiana. How are you? I see you, so I'll just get started on everything because I see you. Okay. Today I came on to do a wake up with RoAsia because I didn't fulfill the weekend wake up with RoAsia, so we're gonna do it now. I'm well, thank you. Uh, I'm trying to wait for a few of you guys to get in here because I know y'all ain't used to seeing me. It's 8:30 in the morning, and y'all just ain't used to seeing me this early. So as you come in, can you please tag uh, people that you don't see or people that you are friends with on social media, so to speak. Okay, if you don't mind. I know I've been MIA, so I can't expect for everybody to be here. All right, so I'm waiting on most of you guys to come in. If you don't mind tagging the people that aren't here, that would be great. Hey, Joanna. Hey, Mika Mocha Latte came for the party. Hey, Stacy, Big Mama coming to the scene. Hey, Dina. How are you? How y'all doing this morning? Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, so I'm just going to kick into gear and get started, okay? I want to make sure that I let everybody know that I'm here. Let me see. Hey, Mary, thank you for tuning in from YouTube. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too, Stacy. So I had a Zoom meeting at 8 o'clock. Let me just kick into gear, okay? It's time to wake up with RoAsia. Come on in. I know some of y'all are just waking up, but that's okay. I am not, but we're going to do this together. I appreciate you being here, for choosing this as your destination, for tuning in when you didn't have to, for being a part of today's inspiration. Just in case you're wondering, yes, I feel your anticipation. I'm just as excited as you are about today's affirmations. I need you all to listen and hear me when I say we are all truly blessed to be here. What a way to continue your day. Good morning, Teresa. So let's get started. Hey, Lydia, how are you? So how y'all doing? I know I got on a little early for lippies and lip gloss and all that because I don't have to leave my house to go to I was finna be in front of the camera, okay? So it was important to me to present myself properly in front of the camera. So as well as I try to do when I come on here with you all. So it's not like it's no different. The only difference is this morning that I put on the lip gloss and any other, I mean, I put on like a lip liner type of lip gloss. I put on a liner with my lip gloss, okay? So that's what's going on over here. So if you don't mind coming in and sharing, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to go to the prayer and we will read the prayer together like we normally do. Hello, Mama Annie. And go from there. Happy New Year to everybody. All right. You have to live in a space of despite what you see. Okay. So we're going to go into the prayer and then we'll listen to some affirmations. If you guys don't mind tagging, I don't see a lot of people that I normally would see. However, it's 8:40 and y'all ain't seen me. And I don't know how many days for Wake Up with RoAsia. So I try to wait a little while. I have been trying my best to post the prayers and the affirmations. Some days I don't, other days I do. But it's not as if I'm not thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not as if that because I am. All right. Is it snowing where any of y'all at? Because it is cold here. Is that a red robin? Tweet, tweet. It's cold. It's not snowing, like freezing, but it's cold. And I'm a Chicago girl. And this Chicago girl done been gone too long, baby. Because now when I am in Chicago, I be like, oh, oh my God. Oh my God, it's so cold. Oh my God, I'm freezing. Oh my God. Snowed in under ice and snow. Ooh, it's cold and sun is coming out. Ooh, you see how I'm sitting. That's because I'm cold and my heat is on 74 and I'm still freezing. Okay. It started snowing last night and rain and mix. Ooh, wait. This is why I don't let the dogs outside yet either, because when it's too cold like that, like, of course, I let us go outside to eat. And then I have to let him right back in because it's too cold. It's just way too cold. Way too cold. So this is, I don't know if I'm going to be on later at all. I don't know when I'm going to be back on. I really, truly don't. But I wanted to come here at least to, yo, what I say stop? All right? Let me finish. You don't even go outside this early. Come, Naman. Yes, you. All right. So, good morning, Asigo. How are you? So, I don't know when I'm gonna be back online. I honestly, truly don't. So I didn't just want to post the prayer and an affirmation and not let y'all see my face over here. I am extremely disappointed in the fact that we won't be doing the fashion show this year. However, God say use wisdom in all things, right? And in using wisdom, it is just not going to work. It's not. And I don't mean like lack of faith. I mean like be smart and don't be stupid. For those of us that don't understand wisdom. I mean, when do you begin to pay attention to signs? Because what's in front of you ain't always what it is. Okay. It's really not. It's really, 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 really not. All right. What's in front of you isn't always what it is. Therefore, you may be presented with something that looks great, but if your gut is telling you that nah, ain't nothing great about it, it may look great, but that don't mean it is great. Just like when they tell you all money ain't good money, same difference. Everything that look good don't mean that it's good. Okay, so I'm kind of in a way about that, but I also understand that it's just not going to work with everything that I have going on right now. But popping, bro, Cover You talks about them 360 for sure. You know what it is. Thank you for tuning in from the tube. You know what I'm talking about. So, as I was saying, it's not it's not going to happen because my attention and my priorities, me being one human being, I am not going to set myself up for something that I may want to do with my whole heart. Okay. I may want to do with my whole heart, but it's just not the right time. And I know that I have stepped out of line in my own life. I stepped out of turn in my own life because of what I saw. And it really wasn't what it was. So I'm in a space where I'm trying to really pay attention and not be so stubborn and not be so hard-headed and not get in my own way. I really am. And despite these things, it's a battle. It's hard. Um, it's a lot of up and down type of thoughts, emotions, however you want to display it. But what I'm telling myself to get through these times of whatever it is that's transpiring, whatever it is that's going on, what I'm telling myself is that despite what I see, have your way. That's what I'm telling God, because the ways I've been choosing, now them ways ain't been the ways, all right? Them ways have been detours, setbacks, unnecessary, time consuming, inappropriate. I could think of a lot of words to tell you how my choice has been, because I can't, because I could choose what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Stephanie, darling, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I was upset about that, but then I'm like, okay, Lord, in your timing, because there's so many other things that are going on right now that I am looking to be doing. I don't have time, nor do I have dedicated people that I would even put this in the hands of without me doing. Also, you have to be a person, well, you know how nonprofits go. If you don't see the funds there, then you don't pretend like you act like you see $20,000 when you probably got $25. You feel me? Hey, Kathy, good morning. Good morning. I haven't even read the prayer yet, sister. I was trying to wait because I know it's early and I'm not on this early, but I was just trying to let everyone know I wanted to come on before I just disappear for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I at least needed everybody to see my face. I'm waiting on pictures because although we weren't able to donate, we didn't get enough to do toys like I wanted to do. We were able to donate a lot of winter coats, gloves, scarves, all that type of stuff. So I'm I'm waiting for pictures for that, and then I will be posting here. Those of you, good morning, Denise. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Chop It. Those of you that have contributed, I truly appreciate it. I've sent care packages. I have sent, just Uber Eats to some of the sickle cell warriors that are in the hospital, or just a few groceries because they don't have food. So these are the things that we do outside of just coming online and talking to you all. Uh, Sickle cell disease will always be something near and dear to my heart because it affects my sister. It affects my sister on a daily basis. This is something she has absolutely no control over. And at times she gets in a very depressed state. So I've seen this for 35 years, and my voice will be heard in that. I will always advocate for her and for every other individual that is living with sickle cell disease. So we won't be doing the fashion show. And it's just because of what I said. It won't be being done this year. 2025 is not a year to clutter in my life. 2025 is a year of what is being to thrive, manifestations, making sure that I'm connected to the correct people, to the proper people in my life. And I, uh, I just know, despite what you see, God has a plan. And I believe that the plans be set even before we go through whatever it is we go through. Okay. I When things are beyond your understanding, and you know that you know what's here, right? But you also know what you see, but you also got to focus on what you don't see. It's a lot for one individual. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. So I'm asking, and I really prayed to God to, as I write, one second, as I write down certain things, yes, it will be exactly, Kathy. That's right, chop it. So as I have begun to write a lot of things down and get things in order, okay. Hi Valerie, good morning. I asked God, I pray for God to send me people that care just as much as I do. I asked God to send me, when I'm telling you all, I don't know what y'all was doing the other day, but I was listening to Bishop Connie Stewart, and everything that she was saying it's like I was either already there or something I was working on. So what I said to the Lord the other day after listening to her, build me a team. You do it, Lord. Cause guess what? What I done had my hands in, nah, it ain't. Mm. So it say you build me a team. You build me a team, and while you build it, I'ma continue to write everything down. Right? It's like while you build it, I'm gonna continue to write everything down. Does that make sense? Because what I'm not going to do is be surrounded by people that are not driven, that are quick to anger, because that's something I'm working on in my life. I want to be slow to anger. So I don't want to be connected to people that aren't driven, that aren't slow to anger, that aren't about what they say, that are, you could think of so many different ways to explain this, right? So I'm like, okay, what I will do is I will continue to work on everything else. I will continue to sow into Sickle Cell Warriors. I will continue to put the post up. whatever education, whatever's going on. But when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to good morning, Mama Phil. When it comes to fundraising, when it comes to having to schedule things and all of the extra stuff outside of that, that is what I'm praying for. Okay, so in that space, I am really taking my hands. Hey, Lavonda, how are you? Thank you for sharing. Hey, Nora. So I'm taking my hands out of that. I no longer want to pick and choose. I want him to send them my way. And if I let him do it, then that's going to be the right way to do it. Hey, Phyllis, how are you? You know what I'm saying? So everything has to be where there's order. You know, I have to continue to tell myself, be slow to accept words just from anybody. I have that problem as well. Come through Baltimore to I just, listen to what people say or whatever. So I'm working on that area in my life as well. I encourage you all, though. I really, really encourage you all. I was listening to him this morning. Literally for the past couple of weeks, I've set my alarm for 5:15. If you notice, I've been there, Kathy. Some days I wake up and he ain't on yet, and I might doze back off. But I'm there, and then I stay up for the rest of the day. So, but yeah, I agree. So, and this is what I was telling myself when he was speaking, despite what I see, despite what I see, despite what I see. Because a lot of times we stay focused on what we see that we don't even think about what we don't see. I think what we don't see is just as important, if not more important, than what we do see. So I'm going to read the prayer. And after I read the prayer, we'll do a few affirmations. And then I'm going to do coffee chat. And then I'll be done for the day. Okay. I know would be a meet me on Monday day. However, I'm not planning anything anymore. If I'm come on, I'm coming on. If I don't, I don't. Because again, I have a lot of things in this new year that I could tell y'all I'm going to be here at 6:00 and I may have something going on at 5 that rolls over into 6:00. So I'm just going to go about it this way. This is the best way for me. And I also believe that this is the year of me. For me. I'm not talking for y'all because I don't know where nobody at. But this is definitely the year for me. Okay. So let's read the prayer and then we'll do a couple of affirmations. So the prayer today is give justice to the weak and the fatherless, maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute. That's Psalm 82:3. Hi, Freedom. That's Psalm 82:3. I am freezing, but it's okay. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but I'm freezing. And I told y'all when my heat is on, but I am sitting right next to the window, so that just goes to show me how cold it is outside. Let me see. On it, let the spirit lead you. Sometimes too much is just too much. I love it. I just really need to find out why I'm not getting notifications. Oh, sister. I think a lot of people aren't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's why I waited. But I guess that's the blessing in the replay. I like live too. But that's because when I don't catch past, I'll be like, dang. Or if I nod off and then when I come on, he closing out. Shalom. I'll be like, no, shalom, not right now. What? So I get it, sister. I truly do. But it is a blessing behind that. You get to see the replay. Okay. So I don't we're gonna go into the affirmations. And again, after today, I don't know how often you will physically see me online. Um, there's reasons, there's spaces, there's places, there's things that I know that God is shifting in my life. So I'm really, 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 really trying my best to be obedient. Really, I promise you I am. Because obedience is better than sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice going to hell for being disobedient. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be obedient and just deal with it and roll with it. Right? So I've been listening to Pastor talking about sit down. And I laughed the other day. He was reading from Psalm 110. Sit and allow the Lord to make your enemies your footstool. And I'm over here and I'm like, yo, did he? I was like, because I don't know how y'all talk to God. I say this all the time. I don't know how y'all talk to God. I just know how I talk to God, and I know how I hear him. Okay. I know how everybody have their love language with the Lord. So it amazes me how people try to tell you to talk to him or how to pray. There's no way to pray. You just pray. Pray. All of y'all doing the PRE, something is pretty wrong with you, but that ain't my business. So I'm not even going to go on that side of the fence. I'm going to stay over here. Okay. So I'm listening to him and I'm like, did he just say sit down? Y'all don't hear no more squeak. God is good, ain't he? Y'all don't hear no more squeak. Different chair. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So I'm over here and I'm listening to him and he sit down. I said, I'll be doggone. The sit down. If you all remember when I first trademarked sat down. And for those of you that have been with me that long, you remember it was a Mother's Day, okay? And Papa Bear had cleared out everything. Like the literally dining room table was in the living room. He had it set up as if I was coming into a restaurant. All right. I had on a black one piece, but it was like a short skirt. And the sleeve was like poofy, right? I had on this cheap wig, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, I bought it from Beauty Supply. It was like $39.99. The curl wasn't quite curling. It was like there, but it wasn't there. You know when you got cheap hair. And don't be talking about, oh, this is a good Beauty Supply wig. You know when you got cheap hair. Okay. So the wig wasn't really wigging. And I did my makeup, like literally put foundation and did my eyes, and I had lashes on. Because what I saw was my home, right? But what PB saw was a restaurant vibe, a tablecloth on the table, dinner for two, a waiter. I don't know how many of you all remember this. Morning, Sharice. Thank you for tuning in from YouTube. Appreciate you. Just giving a little bit of a testimony before we get into the affirmations, okay? So what I saw was, okay, it's Mother's Day. I'm a mama every day. Whoopity-doo. This is just me. I'm not telling y'all that y'all not supposed to feel like you're supposed to be praised on Mother's Day. Give me my flowers on Tuesday just because it's on Monday, just because it's January 6th. That's me. Don't wait. I might not make it to Mother's Day. So do I only matter on that day? Nah. So whatever. But anyway, so he saw beyond what the natural eye could see. So I sat there, and when I came in the door, it was just like I was coming to, because he told me to prepare to go out. Vita, you were there, I believe, right? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now, Vita. I believe you were there. So he told me, and if you weren't there, I know Angie for sure was there. Some of you all, I can't remember that far back if you were there, because this was like 2020. I think this was right when the vid. I know G Mama was there. All right. So if y'all could tag G Mama and Angie, and she can fill y'all in, they can fill y'all in on what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm listening to Pastor saying, sit down now, sit down and allow the Lord to handle your business, pretty much. Okay, Psalms 110. Now, the day before, it was 109, and it was speaking of one of the psalmists that, the evildoers kept on capping, kept on coming for them, kept on coming at the psalmist's head. He was being good to them. They was giving them evil in return for good, in return for love, hate. They was just giving it at him. So the psalmist went to the Lord, and he prayed up something serious, okay? He prayed up something serious for the Lord to do to his enemies. So I'm just thinking about it. While I'm listening, I listen to Pastor, and I really listen. I really put myself in a one-on-one. That's why if you all be over there in the comments and you may be talking to me, honey, I don't be talking to nobody really, because I'm really paying attention to what he is saying. Because until I physically find a church home, I'm going to stay in what I know is drawing me near and closer to God. That is what I'm going to do. I'm not speaking for anyone else, okay? Yes, I have the shirt I had on the other day that says "Sat down." Come on, Phyllis, you were there. Come on, Phyllis. So when he was saying sit down, I remember talking to y'all that day. I was sitting up here at my old table while I was waiting. I had on my little outfit. And I've always had the tendency to go like this because I'm a queen. Don't play with me. I don't care what I'm going through, what I'm looking like. I don't care what it is. I'm a queen. And I'm always the type of person that the world will never know that the enemy is attacking me up, down, left, right. The world will never know, because that is not how God wants me to present myself. He wants me to present myself in a space where I'm on fire for him, despite whatever's going on. He got me despite whatever's going on. I didn't do this. He did. Hey, daughter, I'm telling you, square up, stand up, and speak up. Straight up. In that order. So I'm listening to Pastor, and he talking about how all these different things, and I'm like, sit down somewhere, girl. I could hear the Holy Spirit. I promise you, as God is my witness, somebody could tag Pastor Mason, because if you all were there, okay, you saw me in the comment type, sat down now. Gone on, sat down now. Now, something from 2020 into 2019, 2020, that put on my heart, that I trademarked it. We sold mugs. We sold t-shirts. I have it on my t-shirt. I just had the shirt on the other day. I just had the shirt on the other day. This is one of them. It says sit down. Okay? So I'm over here. I say, all right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be still. Despite how things look for me, despite how everything is busting me up beside my head, every night for the past 2 weeks, I've sat at the edge of my bed or just laying in my bed and I've cried out to God. It's hard for me. It's not hard for me to trust you. It's not hard for me to wait on you. It's so hard for me to keep my hands off of it. It's so hard for me to be still. Because for me in my mind, when I be still, I'm not doing anything. For me, because of the way life has taught me, I gotta be doing something. So I've cried out to God saying the hardest thing for me is to keep my hands off of it. To just sit down and know that you got me. Because I know you got me. But I need to know that you don't need my help. Help me to understand when I need to move and when I need to be still. Lord, I don't want to keep messing up. Despite what it looked like. I don't want to, when I tell y'all some things that I was willing to do for some of the issues that I have going on, I had to pray so hard. And I had to say, Lord, I don't want to go back to that. It's easy to go back to that. And I'm trusting you. And I'm crying out to you. And I've given it all to you. But it's so hard for me to keep my hands out of it. See, a lot of things that we go through in life is only because of the way we were raised. And if you don't understand by now, because I promise you I do, I know I'm the generational curse breaker in my family. I don't care what nobody's saying. And a lot of things that we go through and a lot of trials and a lot of tribulations and we freak out about them when it was meant to go that way. It's only because of the way we were raised. If you're a person and you trying to get yourself together, you might have been used to the quick way to get yourself together. If you were a person where you left home at a young age, your mama put you out, you didn't have no home, you was just on the street. I don't care what it is. I don't care. I'm just trying to share my testimony, okay? And we're going to listen to the affirmations and I'm going to go on mind my business. I told you I'm going to begin to use my platform, what God intended for me to do with it. So my ignore game is off the chain. I promise y'all. I will never again be distracted. I will distract the distraction. I will resist the devil and he has to flee because that's what it says somewhere in a great good book of the Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and his word is true and can't return to him void. So understand me. I'm just sharing with y'all. I'm not asking you for nothing. Matter of fact, if you got to go, have a good day. Okay? So I'm sitting and I'm like, you just don't know. You really don't. how you were raised. You don't know what your situation. You don't know if you don't know the next person's situation. So I'm like, it's so hard for me. I've always had to have my hands in it. Because without my hands in it, nothing got done. And do you know, the more I prayed, the more I got slapped with situations. It's hard to be still. It's hard to sit down and watch everything. Despite what you see everything falling apart. Everything around you is falling apart. But you got to stay focused. You know how easy it is for me to say, Phyllis, I know everything in your life may not be looking right now, but God is able. He is able to do exceeding and an abundance above all that you could ever ask for. He is the beginning, is the end. He is omnipotent. He is the Abba Father. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He owns the cattle of 1,000 years. You know how easy it is for me to say that to you? And I don't have a clue what you're going through. G Mama, you remember that day? That's the day you told me I'm phenomenal. I sat here on Mother's Day, and what was the word we used? And I sat here, and you told me I was phenomenally fabulous. You remember that? I said, let me go ahead and sit down. Because I know I'm phenomenally fabulous. I can't forget that. Can't forget it. So, as Pastor was reading, when he read 109, I'm like, whoa, that was some real powerful stuff that the psalmist prayed and asked God for. And then when he read 110, the sit down. Linda, your package, you should have an email. If I put your email in right, I'm going to the post office today. Good morning. So I'm like, when he said, sit down. So things just continue to go on and go on and go on. Now, if I can be honest with you, there's a billion ways you can fix things. But if I'm trusting God on this hand, and I done said, here you go, let me hear you take it all, take everything, take everything. I can't be over here doing the quick easy. Even though the quick easy might look good in the moment. But I done already said, here, you can have it. I trust you. You're going to fix it. When I tell you my mind began to be clouded with so many different things that I know that in my way past, I could do. Even some things I've never done before. And I kept listening. And then I listened to Pastor Hannah. And when churches become mega churches, so to speak, they don't remember the things that they've done that touch or change your life. And in 2011, when my son, when Devontae was shot and went to jail, and Javonis was shot, he was 12 years old. Javonis was took to Children's Memorial Hospital. He was coming from basketball practice, holding his basketball. The grammar school right next to the high school, it was a whole fight with the Latin Kings and the GDs or the Stones. I can't remember. I just know the area I lived in, right? I believe it was a fight with the Latin Kings and the GDs. Hey, Nana Pat. After today, you all, I don't know when I'm going to be back on the internet, so I really just wanted to come and have a talk with y'all, if that's all right, and just share. Because I'm telling you, despite what you see, I'm a living witness that God is really working it out. Okay? That's all I want to do. And I'm going to come up off of here, and I'm going to go mind my business. All right? So, Javonis was coming out of basketball practice because he loved basketball. And there was a shooting. And the bullet went through Javonis' basketball, and it hit him. Broken ribs. It was this close to puncturing. It was this close to his heart. So y'all don't even understand my life. My son been shot on 3 different occasions with a total of 9 bullets that's went through his body, and he's still here. So you don't even know. When you tell me keep praying, you have no idea about me. But that's the ignorance in people. People choose to be ignorant because if they don't, then they get to know more about a person. But hey, ignorance is bliss. I'm just going to say that. So can somebody tag Pastor John Hannah and Pastor D.M. Mason? Because I'm really sharing my testimony. And I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. But I need these 2 men of God to know what they've done for me. So I get a phone call, and it's a young lady. Her name is Sparkle. Mom, hurry up. Javonis got shot. Mom, hurry up. Javonis got shot. I don't know. I hurry up, I rush, I go. At the time, I'm a member of New Life, right? This was around the time when he was in the UIC Pavilion building. I go running outside. I don't know, I see ambulance everywhere. Now, here's the kicker in all this. This is around the corner from my son's school, grammar school, which is across the street from the high school he wound up going to. And in the high school that he wound up going to is where he got shot 7 times. Despite what you see, I'm going to keep saying that while I talk to y'all, just for a minute. All right. So I used to think like, I mean, I go out, I'm looking, I finally find an ambulance that tells me, oh, I'm thinking my son was took to St. Francis, but my son was actually took to Children's Memorial. Children's Memorial Hospital is no longer. That goes to show you how long ago this was. I go to the hospital. I'm chain smoking. Okay, it wouldn't let me in. I'm just waiting. You know where you at in the waiting area? Children's Memorial was on Fullerton. Okay. I lived in Rogers Park. I actually lived on Lunt. For those of you all that have Googled everywhere I live, that's the address on Lunt, right off the water. Okay. Uh, New Life, right off Roosevelt, right? At the time. I'm waiting. I'm outside. I'm chain smoking. I'm walking back and forth, back and forth. I didn't pick up cigarettes until I was 20 years old. When my cousin was unalived, I was standing outside and couldn't believe he was gone. Somebody was smoking a cigarette, and I asked for one. My son was born in 97. This happened in 2011. So I'm waiting, I'm outside, I'm smoking, the news people, they come up, they talk. I talked to, I can't remember the Asian lady's name that I spoke to, and I was just in tears. I remember I had just got off of work too. At the time, I was working at what they call AJ Wright. They changed the name to C.W. Price, so it was C.W. Price, and then they changed the name to AJ Wright. Okay. 1 second. I'm not sorry, y'all hear the dogs making all that noise. 1 second. So I go and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. So I'm outside and I'm listening to just the alarms that come. That dog is over there snoring her tail off. So I'm listening to the alarms that are, Angel, get your life together, girl, with all that snoring. So I'm listening to the alarms that are coming in and things like that. And I remember being outside, chain smoking a cigarette, like asking God why did this happen to my son? Like it I began to ask, what did I do? The Bible says, suffer the little children to come unto me, for such is the kingdom of heaven, right? So what did I do that my child is being punished? Like what am I not doing? What have I'm just, my mind is literally all over the place. I remember going in to see my son. I remember the doctors telling me the bullet was this close to puncturing, to his heart. Like if it wasn't for him holding his basketball, who knows what would have happened. Another thing was my son was able to go into the store and he would slump over the ice cream. You know those sliding ice cream things? I had to go in there and get his book bag and all that stuff. It was blood all over his stuff. Um, this is the same year where I'm fighting in court for my son's freedom. And I got my two youngest ones. At this time, I'm a mother of four. Okay. Four. I remember going to, after the news people came to my house, because we did the thing on the news, and I wasn't afraid at the time. I was more so thinking that I didn't really want my son to be on TV because whoever did this may try to finish it. But I wasn't afraid. So I believe it was Channel 9 or Channel 7 news that came to our house. Javonis didn't want to do too much talking. All he said was he couldn't understand why this had happened to him. I remember having a back and forth with the alderman at the time, Joe Moore, and he basically blamed me and said my son should have been in the house before dark and this wouldn't have happened. But my son's in after school. He played basketball practice. It's September. It's getting dark early. You know what I'm saying? So how could a person that people vote into office just be so hardening and talk to me like that? My son's in the hospital for some days. He comes home. We do the interview. I go to church. I wind up having to take some time off of work because my kids come before anybody. And I go to church. And I would never really sit in the front. You catch me mid action. You know what I'm talking about? You mid action. Close to the door. And I remember listening to Pastor Hannah and him saying in so many words, when God is trying to get your attention, he will get it through the people or whatever you pay the most attention to. I remember walking up that day and sharing what happened to Javonis. For weeks, we didn't have nothing. You know, my job at the time, it wasn't one of them jobs that give you time, how you call it? FMLA, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't one of them type of jobs. Hi, Kelly. So I remember crying out and telling what happened. And then Pastor Hannah prayed for me. And he said, is it okay if the youth pastor comes by to sit and talk with Javonis. Now in my mind, y'all ain't coming to my house. Why are you lying in the house of God? Me. Yeah. Y'all ain't coming to my house. Like, really? Why are you just telling me this so I could get from in front of the pulpit? You hear me? You hear me now? Right? None of that. No PTO, no none of that. So now I'm at home, no work. We got paid weekly, got my last check. At the time, I want to say that there was something else going on with my vehicle. Because I remember, yeah, it was. My ex-husband at the time had got a whole bunch of tickets, and there wound up being a boot on my vehicle. Pastor Nick came to my home. He sat with my son. He prayed with us. He prayed over me. And they invited us somewhere on the south side. I want to say at the time, was it off of Ashland, or was it off of Eberhard, or was it off? I don't know what street it was off of, but it was like a gym or something where they did the youth ministry, where they go play ball, they do different things and stuff like that. So I remember him asking me to bring Javonis. And I brought Javonis. I can't remember if I had the little ones with me. But I brought Javonis. And the love that was poured out. I witnessed children giving in a way that I had never seen before in my life. And I think, I can't remember the amount, but I know we had enough. I remember Pastor Nick calling me at least every other week. Right? Angel, really? Every other week. So despite what you see, God is doing something. Now we fast forward. So when I moved, I always watched Pastor Hannah. I've even been home sometimes and went to a couple of sunrise services. But every time I listen to that man of God speak, it always takes me back to the day when he first prayed for me. Now, he's prayed for many people in many years, and I don't expect him to remember. But I do believe in giving people their flowers before they're gone, and I want to just say to him, thank you for saving my life. Because then I wanted to give up. Thank you for new life. Because then I didn't have the same mind that I have now. And though that youth ministry, up until the day that we left, always checked on my son. Pastor Nick, I don't know if he's still at New Life. I'm not sure, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart because you didn't even know me. And you showed the love of God through you towards me. And I will never forget that, ever. Like one of them times, I couldn't do nothing, but God was doing something. And that's when I realized that the Lord was using my children to get my attention. In the recent days, I've been really listening to Pastor Mason. And again, another man of God that when he speak, I'm like, yo, that's the Holy Spirit talking to me. So yesterday, laying in my bed, after I've listened to him say, we ain't gonna touch too much on it, but we gonna touch on it. Sit down. Sit down. Let God finish what he started. This is what I'm thinking. Let God be God. But look at the gap of life. Although I'm not where I was in 2011, and I thank God for that. I'm in a space where I'm all hands on. So to say sit down, to say rest, to me, that's immediate. The enemy immediately attacks me. You got to do something. You got to figure out something. Figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. So yesterday, I played back Pastor Mason. And I played back what I posted. All right? I played back what I posted of Pastor Hannah. And I still have Pastor Nick's number in my phone. Really. I do. I still have Pastor Nick's number in my phone. Amen, Kathy. I don't know. I'm just trying my best to be obedient with my hard-headed tail. Okay? That's all I'm doing. For real, I promise you. Oh my gosh, really? So, what was I about to do? Okay. Angel, come here. Come here. So I played this over and over again yesterday. I even played it for my mama.
When a door open for you, go in it, go in it, go in it. I mean, say, I can't explain it, but I heard the Lord tell me to have you again to release your name at the top of the year. Because he's about to send it through the rest of the year. And some of y'all are about to receive a phone call. And when your phone call comes, you're going to have to square up, step up, and speak up.
Pause. I was on the phone yesterday. When my phone call came through, this beautiful soul on the other end basically said exactly what he just said. you're going to get a phone call. However it may be, you're going to be on the phone. And you're going to have to square up, stand up, and speak up. Remember that while I let the rest play.
On the count of three, I need you to release your name. Wait. We did this last year. And that's how you made it into this year. Because the enemy wanted you not to even make it to this year. So your release last year made get you into this year so that you could hear it's about to be your year of manifestation. If you're in the building, if you're online, I need you not to be intimidated by anyone. I need you to release your name. I pray that your praise match your ask.
I pray that your praise match your ask. That was yesterday morning. I watched him right after I watched Pastor Mason. I stood up in my room and I raised my hands. And I was just praying. I shout out my name, telling God, you know what it is. You know what I stand in need of. You know that I feel so broken. I'm talking about I'm really, really giving it. On the phone call that I had yesterday, the individual said to me, basically, square up. Stand up and speak up. And she blessed me beyond anything I could ever imagine. So I went through all of that just to say to you all, despite what you see, God is. He's fixing it. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. I'm not even going to tell you that people are going to be nice to you. I'm not going to tell you that people are going to check on you. I'm not going to tell you that everybody's going to mean well, because I'd be lying. But I do know that despite what you see, He is working it out. I am going to play a couple affirmations and I'm going to let you guys go. And I want y'all to know that I love y'all on purpose, okay?
That despite how you, I want to prophesy over your life and tell you that despite how you feel and what's going on in your life right now, you will live to do great exploits. You will live to do great things. God has so much in store for you, so much in store for your family, so much in store for your children, so much in store for your business, so much in store for your relationship, for your marriage, for your education, for your ministry, for all of your creativity, your endeavors. You will live to do great exploits. And in just a couple months from now, you'll be finding yourself standing in rooms saying that this is nobody but God that opened up this door. You will live to see it. If you agree with his word, I need you to type, God's hand is on me. And when you give God, the glory for the things that he did do, don't you dare forget to also give him glory for the things that he didn't. You wanted that thing so bad. You wanted that thing so bad. But had he given it to you in this season, in another season, you would be crying, begging him to take away in that season what you prayed for in a previous season. The danger seen is one thing. So you can give him glory for that. But let me tell you something. The dangers unseen, you have no idea. You have no idea. So this is what I need you to do. When you go about your everyday life, I need you to start looking at life differently. Because some people will see somebody cut them off and they'll get the cussing, they'll get the hollering, they'll get the tweaking out. Let me tell you something. God's protection comes in so many different forms because you don't know what lied in front of you. You don't know what was waiting for you right up the street, but God allowed another car to cut you off, to slow you down, to pull you back. See, you don't think about it like that. You want to sit here and you want to get mad because people cut you off. You want to sit here and you want to get mad because things don't work out. You want to sit here and you want to get mad because you have to wait a little bit longer on things. You have no idea what's going on the back end. So for the danger seen, yes. For the open doors, yes. For the things he did do, yes. Absolutely, we give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. But Father, on today, we want to give you glory for the things that you did not do. For the dangers unseen. For the doors that you shut. We give you glory for that on today. Think about it. And when
I'm going to leave it right there because Pastor Mason kind of touched on that too the other day. It's hard for anybody that is in a space of life where you just feel like, God, where are you? Where are you? He's coming. And not only is he coming, he's going to do above and beyond whatever you could ever imagine. That is my testimony for today. Despite what you see, just imagine what you don't see. All of us haven't seen the same things. All of our trials and tribulations are different. The way we handle them are different. But I believe overall we need to put some respect on God's name. And if you're going to act like you know who he is, be about it too. I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, bro. That giving up feeling that comes way too often. You know me. Sorry, y'all, my dog's out of control. But you know me. This is why I say I'm using my platform for what God intended. Because a lot of y'all know me. So if you were sitting right in front of me, bro, and I'm talking to you right now, yeah, those giving up days. Yeah, those days when it's like, if my phone ring one more time and somebody tell me to pray, I'm gonna punch them in the face. Yes, those days when you like, I just can't believe this is, and I can't believe that, and I can't. Yes, bro, those days. And no, he fixing it because he doing it for me. And for once in my life, I done sat down and took my hands off of it. And it's hard. It is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But if this is part of it, I gotta eat it. I don't like it. Everything that we eat that we don't like don't mean it ain't good for us. I'm gonna say eat them green beans. I know you don't like them, but they're good for you. I hate black eyed peas. You better eat them black eyed peas. You don't like it, but it's good for you. Yes, bro. So if he's doing it for me, whew, let me get this clown out of here. If he's doing it for me, because he just getting started. You hear me? He just getting started for me. But if he's doing it for me, he's doing it for you. So again, I don't know you all when I'm going to be back online. But know that I love you. And this is just a little piece of me. It's so much more. It's so much more. I'm going to close with the prayer and then I'm going to let y'all go. Psalm 82:3. Give justice to the weak and the fatherless. Maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute. I love y'all on purpose, with so much purpose. I believe we reached 10K again over here. So big ups for that. Again, we won't be having the fashion show because it's just not conducive at the moment. Okay? I love you back, Carol. It's just not conducive at the moment. Come on with it, sister. God ain't playing with none of us. And I wasn't even going to come on. I promise you. I wouldn't. The Lord said, if you don't get your big head, after my Zoom, I was getting right back in the bed. And it's like he said, scared. Scared. So, it's what it is. So I'm going to see what's up with these dogs. And I'm going to do a quick coffee chat because, again, I'm going to go in both places because I really don't know when I will be back online. But, yeah, I love y'all with so much purpose. Thank you for the continued support. I still see donations come through on a regular basis. So it's still things that we can't, even though we can't do the fashion show this year. I'm gonna say it doesn't look like it. It's just not happening. Not by the hands of me. It's whatever God say. That's all I'm gonna say that. But we're still able to be a blessing. So I thank you all that still contribute because it's definitely a blessing. Thank you for getting us back up above 10K. That's a blessing as well. I take none of you for granted. And just think about it. Everybody different. Everybody's go through is different. But if you share yours just a little bit, you can help somebody get up just to move to the next spot. And then they may have to sit down until God say get up. So I love y'all. And I will see y'all in a minute for the coffee chat. I got to do something with them, baby, because you hear that. What the world? Anyway, love you guys. Bye.